Welcome, everybody, to a little taste of the world, according to Flint, as always, taking us through, hopefully sharing a little bit of the passions I share in life, just not straight Western sports world, rodeo, bull riding, but most people who know me know that music is a passion of mine, like to keep up. Mostly, I like live shows, live music. It's been a rarity in the year 2020, but we've taken the According to Flint show. I'm going to call it the According to Flint World Tour this week, the Johnson County Fairgrounds.
That's right. Buffalo, Wyoming.
And who better to come with us on this little tour than Wyoming's favorite son himself. The what can we call you? The redheaded stranger. I think that's taken.
The Prince Harry of Wyoming.
Thank you. The Prince Harry of Wyoming, the one and only.
I don't love that, but I mean, I get that a lot.
A lot.
So
he totes around the younger brothers band, the one and only Chancey Williams.
Yeah.
We did. I do believe I took one of those pictures. You throw a cowboy hat on Prince Harry, and
yeah,
you went through that. That was a long little stint when he got married.
Oh man. I was getting my phone would blow up every day like, hey, have you ever heard you look like Prince Harry? I'm like, yeah, you're the 8th person today.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. We played over in France one year, and like I got stopped a lot.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you go? What do you do when you're in a European country and people think you're Prince Harry? Do you just go with it and sign autographs? Or
Yeah, well, I don't speak any foreign languages, so I just nod and smile.
Well, you know he's from England.
I know.
So you don't.
Like when we're in France, people are trying to talk to you in French, and I'll catch Prince Harry in the sentence. I'm like,
we.
Sign and smile and nod and see we NC.
There was some classic memes for Chancey Williams. I think that maybe that shot you to stardom more than your music has.
I think it did. Somebody got a hold of a bunch of those wedding pictures and photoshopped my head on them, and they're the best. I'll send them to you.
Yeah,
oh.
I didn't think they photoshopped your head. I thought they just put a cowboy hat on Prince Harry. So I'm a little behind the time. It is nice. We have for people who can see us on video, it's a great. This is old school, small town Wyoming fairgrounds. The old wooden grandstands, wide open space.
I know
this is your jam.
I know.
As my girls
this is one of the best county fairs that I've ever been to. You know, that's Johnson County and Buffalo's kind of where we got our start playing. When I was rodeoing, we would obviously hit all these rodeos and try to pick up the dance at night. So we played so many years at the Johnson County Fair here when we first started, and that's kind of what kick-started us getting a lot of dates and a name around the state of Wyoming was Johnson County Fair. So where
did you play the grandstand, or did they have a dance back here in a beer garden?
We used to play. There was a cowboy bar on the edge of town over here. We'd play there, and it was just a hoot. I mean, people were wild and dancing on the bars, and it was a tiny bar, but it was just packed, and those are some fun times. But yeah. This will actually first time playing in the grandstands here.
Yeah, from my experience of, you go a lot of places.
Yeah.
As your career grows, you go a lot of places. You're really, in a sense, Buffalo, Wyoming to you, growing up in Moorcroft, which is straight east of here.
Yep.
This is hometownish.
It is
for you, because what's Moorcroft? Hour and a half?
Yep, 90 miles.
90 miles. So
yep.
so 45 minutes.
So here. We spent a lot of time here rodeoing and playing, and KC and Sheridan. So, we were over here a lot. I mean, we all growing up, people I'd see on the road be like, how's KC? I'm like, good. I don't know. Oh, I thought you're from there. I'm like, no, I'm from Moorcroft. But I still get it. I think it was a couple months ago somebody said, yeah, how's things in KC? I'm like, good, yeah,
good,
I guess.
Yeah. The one gas station's closed down. But
yeah, I passed through there on the interstate. Oh, you're not from there? No, I'm from Moorcroft. Oh, okay.
But isn't there kind of, as we do this, we're a few hours from you playing the grandstand here. I always found a little different kind of tinge of excitement when you were playing in front of people that you probably grew up with or that you know.
Exactly.
Kind of that hometown feeling. You can play in front of 20,000 people, but when you play in front of 600 people in your hometown, there's a little pressure there.
There is. It's definitely different because, we always talk about it going to a town you don't know anybody. Their expectations, they don't have any expectations they've ever seen you. But, you grew up with these people in college and around the state doing FFA and stuff. You're old friends. All right, it's hard to put on your show face.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, what are you doing? I know you're from high school. It's no, that's what I do on stage. So there definitely is a pressure there.
I get it. on our PBR tour, people say to me all the time, I'll bet your favorite event is Billings, Montana. And I graduated with 36 kids in my class.
I did too.
But I think
Awesome.
I think I've graduated with over 500 now.
Yeah.
Because when you're in your state, we went to school together.
Right.
Or I met such and such, he's your neighbor.
Yep.
But there is, I think, maybe you found it different. I think people in your home state, around your hometown, home county, are more critical.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're not as accepted. They really sit back and wait for you. Oh, he's supposed to be big time. Especially in small town America.
It's hard, yeah. And it's and they've supported you all these years, but you're right. That's a good way of putting it. They're more critical. Like, they're watching every move. Like, how are things? You've sure been doing it a long time. Yeah, it takes a long time to do things. It's not overnight stuff.
You ever going to retire?
Yeah.
That's what I get.
I always get, do you really love it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Like,
I get that too. Thank you.
It's not just local people, just people in general. They want for you to feel this sense of, like, they want to hear you say just a little bit that it's not the best job in the world. And I'm always like, I have the best job in the world. I travel on a tour bus with my friends.
Yeah.
I get to see the whole country. Yeah, it's the best job in the world.
I see that. That's funny you bring that, because I get that. You just love it, don't you? And I just say, hell no. No, it's just doing it for the money.
Yeah.
I wish I was welding.
Yeah.
Or doing something like that, pumping porta potties.
I know.
But,
yeah, I always love that question. Do you really love it? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in it? Yeah.
Are
you mad that I have this job and you don't? Just say it. Yeah.
But it is. It's, first of all, it's Chancey Williams and the Younger Brothers Band. And it's all one. You're the lead singer. You're the face of the band. But, man, what a group of guys you have.
I know. I've been
You've
fortunate.
assembled quite a group there.
Yeah, and it's taken a long time, and it's just, we live in the part of the country where there's not a huge music scene. We live in the least populated state, right? Mm-hmm. So we grew up here, and there's some good musicians in Wyoming, but, like, the ones that have chose this as a career that are on the level that we want to go to were hard to find.
Yeah.
So, like, we've made it a family thing, and, like, Wyatt has been with us 13 years, and so has Brooke. Trav and I have been together since high school. So, like, finding those people that, like, hey, let's all quit our jobs. Let's try to make music a career from Wyoming. It was tough, but it's been awesome. Like, the band, I wouldn't be where I am definitely without the band.
Yeah. And you get to play the grandstand. As people can hear, we're not exactly studio pure here. But no. I got to thinking, I have to admit that when I looked at your schedule and saw you were playing Buffalo, Wyoming,
yeah,
we really bumped you up in the order of podcasts we were going to do,
hey.
because it was an excuse for me to come hang out with you guys.
Billings to Buffalo
is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and all these summer dates came up. Our summer we had a great summer booked. We had a bunch of dates with Toby Keith. Like, it was going to be a fun summer. Then COVID hit, and then basically canceled everything. So we didn't want to sit around. I mean, the money's nice, but mostly that we had 91 days off since March 13th when they shut the country down. We played in Houston, and the band was going crazy. The band and crew was like, we gotta do something. Like, we're sick of Facebook Lives. Yeah, we didn't sign up to play music to sing to a computer. Agree. We need to see people, and so I was like, we got to scratch something out. So when the governor of Wyoming came out and said, hey, you can have gatherings of 250 people, I said, instead of being, like, down about that, I was like, let's make the most of this. Got on the phone. I called all these places that we used to play. Said, hey, would you like to host a place? We'll bring the stage, the band, the opener, everything. You give us a place to play for 250 people. And we've booked every weekend.
Well, it's funny because actually that was I have notes.
Oh, I looked over them before.
And so you knew I was going to talk to you. Well, I look at I'll give you an example. My mom, for Christmas, my 82-year-old mom, bought all of us kids, and I don't know how many she bought, tickets to Kenny Chesney at Bobcat Stadium at Montana State.
Oh, yeah.
In Bozeman. And, you look at these big tours of all these people around, and guys like Kenny Chesney, the whole tour gets canceled.
Right.
All of them. Toby Keith.
Aldine. Luke, like all the big guys, they can't afford the bad press of having, right. 50,000 people or 20,000 people or the liability of it.
Right.
You know, and like we've been fortunate to where we live. We have a bunch of friends in Texas that they haven't played since March. I mean, they can't play. We're fortunate that we live in a part of the country, Wyoming, Montana, South Dakota area, that's like, hey, people need something to do.
Yeah.
People are going to rodeo. We're going to have a dance. Let's be safe about it. But hey, you're welcome. Let's do this. So we're lucky, and we just wanted to stay sharp. Like, you know, you take that much time off. Me and my dad were talking about this week, rodeoing and music. Like, do you lose your competitive edge? Your want to do it? Like some of these guys that haven't got on a bucking horse since the winter, you kind of lose that. Like, I don't know. I don't rodeo anymore, but I know as far as music, like, I worry about some of those guys that have sat around that long and be like, you know what? What if we should just get jobs?
Yeah.
And I didn't want that to happen to us. Like, because I want to stay hungry, you know. It's like as soon as you stop being hungry for whatever your profession is when you start failing at it.
You know, that's interesting. I just recently started back up working, and I had that feeling of, what if I have gotten used to just being alone, you know, because through the whole thing, I was kind of just alone.
Right.
Listen, play the fiddle for me. But you start, you know, I started thinking, what if I'm not funny? Like, what if I'm completely out of shape?
Right.
But it's the same thing. I was
know.
very concerned. I've been back to work, and there were times in the show there'd be a dead spot, and I'd go, crap.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like, for one, I pride myself in making funny what's going on in life, and there really hasn't been anything going on.
Really nothing to joke about.
No, yeah.
And people being touchy about it. Like,
well, yeah, I don't know. Are you saying our country gets offended easily?
No, geez, not at all.
You know what happens when somebody gets offended, don't you?
What?
Nothing.
I know.
Yeah, there you go. Point being, I think you guys are in a real in-between nice situation in times like this, where you can come here and play for 400 or 500 people, and you're happy to be making music.
Yep.
And there's some guy, I think you're the envy of maybe some guys that have done bigger venues in their career, I would think.
Right. Yeah, we're just really lucky, you know, and like I said, the dates we had planned were big dates.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe some bands wouldn't want to come play to 600 people, but like we love music. We want to play. I don't care if there's 200 or 600 or whatever they want. We just want to play and keep us sharp. So, like, you know, when this thing lifts and they say, all right, the country's open, are these other bands scraping around to find band members because they may have fired them or lost them, and are they tight again? Are you still good? Like, I wanted to make sure we were tight and sharp. So those 91 days we had off, we rehearsed a lot and worked on songs and, like, made sure the set was right. Because we didn't know how long. Like, is this a month long? Let's just use it. But it was longer than we thought.
It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, remember?
Yeah. I know. Here we are, almost August.
What were you, when you talk about music, I go talk, you know, I've had the chance to speak to young kids, whether, you know, high school kids, whether it's graduations, assemblies, you know, different things, classrooms, career type classes. And I always talk about, I was an athlete, which you were as well, state champion wrestler in Wyoming. What weight?
I won it my junior year at 140, and I won it my senior year at 145.
Ooh, big burly bugger then. Yeah.
Two-timer.
Yeah, nice work.
I was just really hard. I was really tall and lanky. They had a hard time wrestling. I think, honestly, I was the same height at 140 pounds, I bet, you know, most of the time they'd look at me across the mat and be like, I have to wrestle this guy? Like, this is going to be fast. So I think it was more of like under intimidation.
You know, I think just for old time's sake, do part of a show in a singlet.
Yeah, we
one
should.
Night, a Wyoming gold singlet. I don't know.
I still have my state championship pinstripe singlet. I don't know if I can get in it.
Remember, the sock goes in the front. That's what you got to remember. That's what you got to remember. But were you? I talk about, because I was an athlete too.
Right.
Football, basketball. I was a basketball guy and track. You know, because I'm tall.
Oh yeah.
And when I tell kids that my job developed and I've been able to thrive because of the mixture of the sports, and then I always say, but I was in the all-state choir as well.
Right.
And kids always go, like, giggle about that you were in music. Yeah. And I always am ready for it. And I stop kids and go, but think about what music does for people.
Right.
It's a choir that, were you in high school, were you in the music program or just did it on your own?
No, me and Trav both, like, we played drums in junior high, both were drummers. Then I played bass guitar for concert band and jazz band. So I started playing bass. And so, like, I actually was never in choir. I just always played.
Yeah.
And then we started the band. But yeah, that's funny. I was talking to somebody about it not long ago that like those kids that you think aren't cool in high school, the music nerds and the drama nerds, hey, those guys are actors in movies now.
Yeah.
And these guys are playing on main stages and like, what are you doing? the jock that never left town.
The quarterback is overweight.
Yep. Be careful who you make fun of because those guys
exactly
are going to
right.
be. And Brooke says that Brooke's like, I was kind of a dorky kid growing up. People tease me, and like these boys would tease her growing up, and like now she's Brooke Lacka that plays fiddle, and she's like, all these guys hit her up all the time. Like, hey, remember when you were a jerk to me in high school?
Yeah. Where was she? Brooke, who is. I know when I introduced you one time and said something about your fiddle player, and the place went crazy.
Oh, every time.
You have joked, but I think you're right that without her, the band is done.
I mean, it's over. I mean, seriously, like,
Where is
pack it up.
Where is Brooke from?
She's from Casper. Yep.
Oh,
and,
those Casper girls.
She's been with us 13 years. Yeah, Brooke has been I met her, I think it was at the college finals at the Beacon Club.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I was out there having lunch. Right, so
of course you were.
And I read her. She told me she played fiddle, and I just moved back home from Nashville. I was down there for a year, and it's like I'm looking for some players. She's like, well, I play fiddle, and then came an audition, and it was always nice finding a fiddle player that's a female because they're kind of hard to come by, and then one that's pretty, and now Brooke's got into like Western fashion. That like girls look up to her on Instagram and stuff. So it does help the band a lot what she does, not only playing but her looks and her personality. It's been great.
You guys going steady then, or
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah.
But she was with the band before that,
yes.
right? She was with you guys for a while before you two.
Yeah. So we were great friends. She had a boyfriend, I had a girlfriend for a long time. Then we both ended up single, and everybody else in the band was married or dating somebody. So me and Brooke were always kind of traveling together, and we're like, we're best friends. Let's just date. It's hard to find a significant other when you're, as you probably know, like traveling, that you're gone all the time, and like we're always together on the road, so it works.
And it's glamorous, the bus thing. You've told me that, dating someone on a bus, that's real.
She loves that.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, she loves living with 9 other dudes on there.
Yeah, that's great. It's like college.
Yeah, I love
like college. Which, by the way, on my way here today on Pandora, in my car, I listened to the song "College."
Oh yeah, on the new record,
on the new 3rd Street. That's your newest album. First things first. With 3rd Street, what is 3rd Street?
Well, we were just trying to come up with a title for the album. We'd already released "The World Needs More Cowboys," which had been obvious album title had been cool. But we'd already had so much promotion for the single to come out, and then it's posted everywhere in Wyoming because because of the university. So we're like, that's out. So we're trying to think of a album title that wasn't a track name this year. We're like, all right, let's just think of a place that it could be anywhere in the world, a street or a road. And somebody's like, how about 3rd Street? So there's a bar in Laramie called 3rd Street that we like. So to us, it means it means, hey, that's a place that we have friends and good stories at, 3rd Street. But if you live in Milwaukee, maybe there's a place.
Maybe there's a 3rd Street.
So it's just kind of a vague name title. So we call it 3rd Street.
Trying to think if anything when I taught school, I lived on 2nd Street.
There you go.
Close enough.
Close to 3rd
Aber,
Street.
Montana.
That's right.
So I lived on 2nd Street. So 3rd Street means a lot to me. So thank you for.
Well, you're welcome.
Naming, yeah.
The college song. Yeah. So you listened today on Pandora?
Yeah. You and Kevin Fowler.
Yeah.
You were the. What's the famous guy? The movie, the guy.
Oh, you always say this on your show in Vegas. The Van Wilder.
Van Wilder
of Laramie.
Of Laramie, Wyoming.
Kind of true.
So but you were a college rodeo guy. I think. I don't know what order to approach this, but you guys. There is a huge cross section of people who like music. Country music right now can get a bad rap about the popness of it,
right,
about the certain groups aren't really country. There's a real huge demographic that wants cowboys in cowboy hats shaped like a rodeo guy to sing cowboy music.
Yep.
And you fit that, and that isn't staged. That isn't let's throw a cowboy hat on because you play country music. You were a college rodeo guy. You went to college on a rodeo scholarship.
Yeah,
right?
So growing up, all we did was wrestle in the winter, rodeo in the summer. That's me and my brother. That's all we did. So I went and we had the band in high school just kind of for fun, for an excuse to travel or go sneak some beers. But so I went to Casper College on a rodeo scholarship to Red Saddle Broncs, and I team roped and calf roped too. So my main thing was rodeoing. I'd get good grades so I could college rodeo. Did that all through college. I went 3 years to Casper College, and I made the college finals my third year there, and then went to Laramie, rodeoed, made the college finals, and I was out of eligibility. So I was like, well, so I was like, I'll pro rodeo for a while, but then the music kind of took off, and I kind of had to make a choice because there was at one point in time when I was riding, bucking horses, I was playing music, and I was picking up. I picked up for Surveys and Franzens for a little bit, and Bolds and Bill and Donna, and I loved picking up. It was really fun. But, I didn't know how the future was in that. I don't know if you make a lot of money. And I can pick up when I'm old. And then, so I was like, music or bucking horses? I was doing all three average. I needed to do one good.
But there is something about having a job that you're going to get paid every time.
That's true.
I'm in the rodeo business, basically. And I know that everywhere I go, I win.
I know.
I win every time.
It's true. It's, and I knew I could only ride broncs till I was, in your 30s.
How old are you right now?
30-some, 33-ish. I've been, I can't ever remember.
Okay. That's good enough for me.
I'll show you my driver's license later.
Okay. All right. But the song, you had that career, the song College.
Yeah.
I believe one of the opening lines is you can squeeze a 4-year degree in 14 semesters.
Yeah.
And instantly I did the math.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people miss that line.
Yeah. No, I got it. Yeah. I'm a math guy.
I was writing with Trent, my producer, and it was
Trent Willman.
Yeah.
I know Trent. He's good.
Great producer,
a lot.
was an artist. Yeah. Trent has done a lot for us. I love Trent. And he's like, tell me. So I was like, I was in college for 7 years. He's like, what, 7? He's like, yeah. I was like, but, I'm 4 degrees. I have masters and stuff. So, it wasn't like I was just farting around. But so we started talking about all these college stories. For the fans that don't know, we were a little bit wild in college. That's why I stayed so long. I would have stayed forever, but I kind of run out of classes to take. But yeah, so I was like 14, I was like 4-year degree and 14 semesters. Like, okay, yeah. People pick up on that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
You have a master's.
Yeah.
In, what is it, communication?
Public administration. So my undergrad's in political science.
Oh, does that help you? Because you say you never really use your degree, but do you keep up on politics, things going on in the country better than, say, the next guy because of your degree? What do you think? Be honest.
Probably. Yeah, I for sure do. I just, anytime anybody starts arguing about it, I stay out of it. I'm like, I have a master's in this, but I don't want to get in it because, you never win. Nobody ever really wins. You just argue a lot. And I nod and smile a lot. Like, I bet you do know.
Yeah. And you, if you were to speak up, someone would say, stay in your lane, stick to music, you don't know what you're talking about, when really you have a master's in political science.
Right. And
I think that's a great gun to have in the holster right there, a bullet.
I know.
Say, well,
yeah.
You know how you go into the dentist's office and they have their stuff on the wall?
Yeah.
You could reach behind the chair in your bus and
bust
go.
Out there. Yeah.
Diploma, University of Wyoming.
Yep. It was fun.
I'm an inspiration to you on some of that. I can help you.
Yeah. Hey, I love that idea. I should just pack that diploma around with me just in case.
I could carry that and hold it up on stage. Like Ray Tom?
Yeah.
Is that your stage guy that
tour
restocks
manager. The picks?
The picks? I could hold the diploma.
Just kind of I'll cue you and you just.
When you sing the song College, I'm like a ring girl, but I'm holding your diploma walking across.
Why haven't we thought of this yet?
Oh, my God. it's what I bring.
We could get you one of them crop tops. I heard those are really in right now.
I could manscape it up and get things going.
That's going to
be great. That's great. You guys, I think when I've different musicians I've talked to, there's rewards in different things. I don't know why this comes to mind. I interviewed Kevin Bacon one time.
Dude, I'm a huge Kevin Bacon fan.
Yeah. I was 80s guy, Footloose, but him and his brother.
He's hilarious.
The Bacon Brothers.
Yeah,
they're a good band.
They're a good band.
So I interview him on my radio show one time, and I brought up the fact Kevin, this is really, we weren't allowed to talk about movies. That was the management said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just about music.
Okay.
So I brought up to him, what a great release for you. You know, because if you've ever been on a movie set, you sit around a lot. There's no crowd response. To have that feedback from the crowd instead of just on a movie set. And he said, people say that all the time. He said, but I love being on a movie set. He was not a dick about it. Right. He just was saying, and it kind of makes me, it shine a light on the fact that I always think the real reward is a live show, but there's a real reward in making your music perfect in the studio setting. Right. There's rewards to both.
For sure, yeah. You want to make it the best, but I've always thought that too about actors. 'Cause you see a lot of actors trying to get into music.
Yeah.
And I think the payoff.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. Kevin Costner. He played at Cheyenne Frontier Days one year. Yeah. I was like, but I think sometimes those actors want that reward or like the payoff of the audience. You know, I don't think they probably get that in the studio, but I've never actually been there like Kevin Bacon, but I'm sure it's awesome, but you're right on that.
Yeah. To me, I love, like I said, I listen to your stuff driving down the road. My kids, you've really touched that college age.
Yeah.
That demographic. My 2 daughters know all your stuff.
Yeah. The younger generation's really taken hold of it, like on our, analytics on social media. You can look all that stuff up, who your fans are, if they're male or female, what age. Yeah. We don't really try to write to the younger kids. It's just the stuff we write is fun stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of college-based stuff that they like. So,
but what I'm seeing, you have Tris Munsick here with you, and Tris. A lot of kids know Tris. With you guys, what I see, and I think Wyoming has a real identity. Even I'm a Montana guy, and I think it's even more than Montana. There's a pride here with the real rural setting. We saw it. Texas has that music scene for their own. Right. I always say, Cody Johnson, our friend, Cody Johnson, he's probably mad at somebody right now. Right. But he had that in Texas. Yeah. And Pat Greenwood, Texas has that, Aaron Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Wyoming has that with you.
Yeah.
They identify with you.
They have. They've been behind us for a lot of years, It's like they've got us to where we are today, because no matter where we play, whether it's in Wyoming, see friends, we'll play Las Vegas, there'll be somebody from Wyoming be there. Always. We'll play in California, and somebody will come up after the show, be like, I'm from Glen Rock, Wyoming, or something. Yeah. There's this connection that Wyoming has with each other. No matter where you are in the country, they support Wyoming things. Everybody from Wyoming's always got a University of Wyoming hat on.
It's the most branded state. The Buck and Horse is the most, and I think I read somewhere that the logo for Wyoming is the most brand recognizable in the country.
Yep, brown and gold. It's the Steamboat Buck and Horse, and it's on everything.
Yeah.
And so, the state of Wyoming has been awesome to us, and there's an identity here that we are what we are. We're cowboys out here. We don't think we're better than anybody, like some states might. But we know who we are. We're cowboys. We get the job done, and we support each other.
But there's not many states. Montana's one. Wyoming's one. If you run into somebody, if I run into somebody, I'm from Montana, I'll say, where are you from?
Exactly.
You probably wouldn't know. No?
Yeah.
What town are you from? Well, I'm from Roundup. We played Roundup in the state semifinals in football when I was a senior. Do you know that?
Yep.
Sure enough.
Yep. Here it comes back around. I know.
There's not many states you can do that.
No. Everybody, I do the same thing. I always ask, where are you from? As soon as I meet somebody, where are you from? I'm like,
I do that all the time.
You can find some camaraderie there. Like, okay, I know somebody from there. Dave, whatever. Like, oh yeah. Went to high school with him.
Yeah.
I love that about.
I never know if it's
states.
I never know if it's a plus or. On the other hand, you can't get away from people,
That's true.
That's really true. Even if they think you're Prince Harry. It's, so talking about the studio stuff and how good your songs are and how you relate, things in college, whatever it is. But you guys, in my mind, are a live band.
We are. We love, yep.
Am I right in thinking, are you guys on that same page? You're a live band.
We love that. That's the best thing. It's hard to get that energy that we have live onto a recording.
Yeah.
I mean, we try the best in the studio to get that feeling, but it's hard to feel that on the album, I mean, but that's why you just try to put out it's all about the song. You try to put out good songs. People learn to like them, or they love them. Then they come see them live, and that's when they really fall in love with them.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there's no substitute for the live show. I mean, that's what we signed up for. That's why we started playing music.
Yeah.
We had the band a lot of years before we recorded anything. We just like playing.
Yeah.
Like performing, like you like performing.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
The first time I used to watch artists who did stadium tours.
Yeah.
They'd be in Foxborough, Massachusetts, 80,000 people, Lambeau Field, you know, all these different things. And I thought, there would never be anything better. And then we do a PBR every year in AT&T Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys Stadium. It is the hardest. I lose a connection because
so far away.
They're far away. And I got to thinking that the stadium tours are, if they're sold out, there's a real, on the other hand, don't get me wrong,
right.
real exhilaration. The biggest crowd I think I've ever been in front of is 47,000. Really something to be able to say, look at this.
Yeah.
And I look at artists who do that, and I know that they enjoy it. But when I see you guys in a club setting in front of 1,000,
yeah,
you're still just playing, you're still making eye contact with 1,000 people, even when you're in a stadium. So it's a part, when you guys are in,
right.
I'll give an example. One of the best parties I ever saw was Pub Station, Billings, Montana.
Oh, that was fun.
That's a great set. That's your setting.
Yep. And we love that connection. That's the foundation that's built us, was those music venues like Pub Station, the Grizzly Rose, and so like we love playing those, and hopefully we start outgrowing those with our fans go with us to bigger places like the Metro. Like we're booked in Billings at the Metro with Toby Keith in September if it happens. But take that Pub Station crowd and put them in the Metro. And,
you bet.
And then they bring more friends and fans. That's how the whole thing grows off itself.
When you take your fans with you, that's a good point, because what a great thing to look out and see them singing your song. And
that's the best in the world.
I don't know that if that's a cliche conversation, because you hear artists talk about it. Oh, when you look out.
Right.
Then I go to your show and they're singing Rodeo Cold Beer in Old Copenhagen.
Right.
And
that's
fun.
It's rewarding. That's probably the payoff, is like it takes a long time to write songs. Takes a long time to write. You got to learn how to write good songs, and then you got to learn how to write great songs. And so like our new album's been out since May 22nd. We haven't played that many shows because of the COVID, but the ones we've played, I see people singing songs that I know they couldn't have heard anywhere else unless they bought that. So they've owned that CD since May 22nd. They've already learned the songs. They're singing at our shows. Like, that was fast.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think it is kind of cliche when artists say that, but it's cool to see. It's nice to see that your work is paying off out there. That's the proof of it.
Yeah. You guys, and I did look up the video, by the way. You and Brooke, you finally let Brooke step to the forefront on a song on your album. But when I toured with a little kind of pop group in college, it was connected to the college, the Cantabaliers.
Oh, nice.
We all wore matching stuff. There was like 10 of us.
Cool.
Guys and girls. Had a little bus. We went to high schools and did assemblies. And we picked solos. We sang group songs. I sang a duet with a girl. Gina was her name.
Nice.
Meet Me in Montana.
Hell yeah.
That was the song I sang. And Dan Seals, Marie Osmond. I mean.
What a great song.
Dan Seals, timeless classic. Marie Osmond, hottie in the 80s.
Oh.
Still hottie. Kind of a snow leopard, kind of a cougar right now.
Yeah.
But you guys throw Meet Me in Montana.
We did. We thought we'd do a cover song on this album, and we'd done that song live for so long. I grew up, Dan Seals was my favorite artist growing up, and people ask me, like, who's one of my influences? Dan Seals was always one of them, like Dan Seals and George Strait and Chris Ledoux, but he was so awesome. So we've been singing Meet Me in Montana for years, and people were emailing us like, hey, where can I get a copy of that? You guys have it recorded? Like, we haven't recorded it, but so I was like, you know what? Let's put it on this record. Let's do our own version of it, see how it goes. And actually, it's been the most streamed song since the album came out, the #1 streamed song so far on the album. I mean, Rodeo Cold Beer still always bumps everything out, and Fastest Gun in Town has been right there too, but Meet Me in Montana's right up there with them.
Yeah, and who knows? When you put something out like that, it's hard to know.
Well, you don't know if you're going to piss off a Dan Seals, Marie Osmond fan. Like we've had people.
Those Marie Osmond fans, they will get pissed off. I'll tell
They're
you.
dangerous.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Of, all the Osmonds.
Yeah,
actually,
we're in Vegas, and we got to be careful for sure. Yeah.
But what's hard about that is, I listen to your version. When it comes out again, when you do a cover, you have to put your own. You got to change it a little.
You do.
Some little twists in the melody. I don't know what you call all that.
Yeah, just try to make it sound a little. You can't just copy the original. So you try to just make it your sound, and that's what's fun about it. So that song's been doing really good for us, and it's fun to have that in our show. It lets Brooke sing a little bit, and the crowd loves it, and it's what a great song.
Well, I won't reveal any video, but is there any moving forward on the video project for that song?
There is. We're trying to get it going. We have this awesome idea, which Flint is going to be involved. I think it's awesome. So
me too.
We've been getting it put together. We're trying to find the studio to do it in, or the theater. It's going to be awesome.
Can you believe Meet Me in Montana? No matter where you look, that was the heart of when people were actually putting out videos for songs.
I know.
How did Meet Me in Montana not have an actual video?
I don't know.
Everything that glitters is not gold. That video was filmed in Kingman, Arizona. I know that.
Really?
Yes.
I know.
Where did no video, just award shows,
There's
theater shows.
10 different award shows that Dan and Marie sang at that it was on there. And we're like, because we thought about making a video and just copying what Dan Seals and Marie did and just kind of 80s ourselves up and just do so looking for the video. And there's no music video on this? Are you kidding me? It's a huge hit.
Yeah.
I know. So we got another idea that I think is going to be fun.
I'll just say this. I'll be your Patrick Duffy.
Hey. Yeah, I like that.
I'm telling you.
It's going to be perfect. Because in that he says my home state of Montana. I mean,
yeah.
It's going to be great.
You know what I think? Montana, Wyoming. I think Montana is like the creepy uncle that lives in the upstairs attic apartment that just lives off you guys that, you like to have us around in case you need anything.
Right.
But that's kind of Montana.
Yeah.
You're our Mexico.
Yeah. No. Come down and see us and vacation and Teton.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I let you go, a couple things. I didn't realize that when you were in Cheyenne last year, you rode in with the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, it was actually 2 years ago. It
2
was
years.
Maybe the coolest thing I've ever got to do in my life.
Okay, I want to know because I was asked to do it at Cheyenne, but the only day they could do it, I had a rodeo that day and I couldn't. No way.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I wanted to. Did you puke?
No. So it was one of the coolest and hardest things. I had to bear down up there. In my mindset, I just acted like I was on a rank bucking horse because the G-force, makes you so you can't breathe. And then they do all the maneuvers they do in the air show with you, like the corkscrew things, then the inverted. And so, the guy that took me up was a great pilot. His name was Cheetah. His name's Scott Petz. And we started our things. And he said, you got to pull a lot of G's or you look like a pussy. I was like, hey, give me the business. 9.2 G's we pulled.
Oh, no. Did your face... Oh.
So you can't breathe, so they teach you how to take these short breaths, so you don't pass out. And they teach you, they'll show you, you just start passing out. You get this tunnel vision, and then you're out. And then they tie 2 barf bags on your flight suit. And they say, if you throw up in it, just tie it off. He said everybody throws up or passes out. Don't worry about it. We'll see.
Yeah.
So I just bared down we're pulling that G-force. He's like, 7, 8, 8.2, 8.3. I was and it was coming. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. And then he comes out of it, 9.2. I was like, holy shoot. I don't know if I can say shit on here. But
you probably can, yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And so everybody asked me, did you throw up? And so we landed. We flew to Laramie and buzzed War Memorial Stadium. Nice. Got called in from the FAA. Somebody called us in. But the Thunderbirds can kind of do whatever they want.
Yeah, hey, we're the Thunderbirds.
We flew from Laramie to Cheyenne in 8 minutes. Whoosh. Those things just haul the mail.
The straight away, I'd be okay.
And then, they have full oxygen. He's like, you can have it on or off, whatever you want. And I just had it on. It makes you feel great. 100% oxygen. And we land, and I was tired. I'm like, man, I'm exhausted, being stressed the whole time. And he let me fly, but he said I was the best one he ever took up. He said for toughing it out. It's tough. I don't know. I have no idea how those guys actually are in a air battle.
Yeah.
And don't pass out or throw up or just Those guys are the man.
Ty Murray, I think, did it. And he said it wore him out.
Yeah.
Same.
Sage went up a couple days after me.
Sage Kimsey
they
did,
said,
yeah.
They took him up and they told him, he's like, I don't like it. They took him down.
What a puss.
I know.
I'll ask Sage. We'll have Sage. We'll get him on here. I'll ask him about that. Yeah.
Not saying, I would never get on a bull like Sage. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we all have our thing.
To compare how hard it is, you have one of the best bull riders maybe of all time go up there and be like, this is hard.
No, to land the plane. Land the plane. But at Cheyenne, I should mention, there's been two people ever played the main stage and competed in the arena at Cheyenne. Chris Ledoux and Chancey Williams.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
I know that's I love having that stat with Chris because, we grew up listening to Chris. Anybody that's ever played guitar or sang from Wyoming has looked up to Chris Ledoux, rodeo cowboy. And so Chris helped us get our start, and we get compared to him a lot, which I love, but there'll never be another Chris Ledoux. I don't want to be Chris. I mean,
Ned doesn't want to be Chris.
Yeah.
Ned Ledoux. I mean, that's, same.
Chris is like the king of Wyoming, and so like, I like getting compared to him, but in our own way. They're both rodeo cowboys that did things, and I love the Cheyenne stat though, because it's the biggest stage in Wyoming for music, and it's the biggest stage in Wyoming for rodeo. So it was cool that when I rode there, me and my brother were in the rookie bronc ride, and it was fun. Rode there a couple times, and never dreamed I'd be on the main stage. We'd go to those concerts those nights, and then 5 or 6 years later,
who are you with? Toby Keith?
Merle Haggard the first year.
Merle Haggard, no way.
Yeah, so we'd played the beer tent for a lot of years, and always dreamed of playing out there.
Yeah,
had kind of quit rodeo at that point. Loved Cheyenne Frontier Days, my favorite rodeo, and they called when you're like, hey, what would you think about on Sunday opening whoever we have? I was like, yeah. I was like, who you have? And they're like, just Merle Haggard. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, that's it. Just Merle Haggard.
My dream, one of the best country music artists of all time is Merle Haggard. And he was old. We knew he only had a few years left. So I can have that in my memory that I got to play with him.
How was he to you?
He was really nice. We stayed away. He just goes to the stage, plays, and goes back. But one of my favorite memories, my favorite rodeo, Cheyenne Frontier Days with Merle Haggard will be with me forever.
Yeah. When a personal question.
Yeah.
When are you guys going to learn Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi so I can sing with you?
Dude, that would be awesome.
That's my go-to. That's my go-to, man. I did it at a karaoke night in Choteau, Montana, and
people don't know
Bon Jovi
People don't.
was there.
Your fans probably don't know how good of a singer you are. Remember that night on the bus in Billings, you sang Meet Me in Montana on the bus with Brooke. I was like, you take my part. And I was like, damn, Flint. Kill it.
I don't know. I'll talk to Wyatt. Maybe we can. The Wanted Dead or Alive. I start to finish.
Dude, you would kill that.
Yeah.
We should learn it up.
Okay. I'll be at the bus at 4 o'clock today.
Sound check.
Listen, I've been to your sound checks in the bus, and people in Montana, this will mean something. My friend Brandon Bates, who PBR announcer for years, flew to Montana. We were double dipping. Chancey Williams on Friday night, Bobcat Grizzly game, Montana State, Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
It was a tough 2-hour drive from Billings to Bozeman
on Saturday morning. That was awesome. Flint came and introduced our show. I was like, hey, you want to introduce us tonight in Billings? And dude, the crowd response to the Flint Rasmussen introducing us, I was like, I got to follow that. I was like, this is going to be hard. Like, they were amped up. Like, you didn't even say nothing. You walked out there, and the crowd was crazy. Like, it's like you're the king of Montana.
They were drunk.
I was like, they thought, maybe I shouldn't have had Flint. It's going to be a letdown when we come out here.
As a reward for you being on this today, I will reward you by introducing you tonight.
Please do tonight.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you anytime.
Listen, when I started this and had idea for podcast, I said, I need to have bull riders, rodeo guys across the board, but I want to do what's passionate to me. I want to have actors and comedians and athletes and mostly musicians. Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. We've had so much fun on your show in Vegas over the years. I think we've played it every year for like 10 years.
Every year. I will say, I remember it was the second year you came to my show, and I said to you, Chancey, and I barely knew you then.
Yeah.
It's funny how you become friends, and I become friends with guys like Cody Johnson and Bill Engvall, Larry the Cable Guy, because of that little crap-ass show.
That show's awesome.
But I remember you showed up, And you had to be there at 11. We always said be there at 11 for the noon show. And I said, Chancey, you know what I like about you guys? When you show up here, you sound like you've been out drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes all night long. I like that. And you said to me, I'll never forget, you looked at me and said, you know why we sound like that? I said, no, because we've been out drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes all night long.
Vegas is, I hate that place. Like, I can't go to bed. I don't know what it is. And what do we got to do tomorrow? What time? Oh my God, I sound like shit tomorrow.
It's just Flint's show.
You say that's at noon?
Well, it's turned fun. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Listen, it's great to see you, especially out here in the wide open spaces of Wyoming.
It's a touch of normalcy here. I mean, people.
It is.
It just feels good to be back, seeing people's faces. Because you and I love to be back at work performing, but just the general public needs something to do.
We need it.
If we cut away that bit of excitement, the entertainment to them, what's the world about?
Yeah,
they got to have that.
I was thinking, the world needs passion, the world needs friends, the world needs joy, the world needs music, and the world needs more cowboys.
Oh, yeah, that's
cool.
That?
I'm going to use that. That's
trademark.
Chancey Williams, thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks,
Always
brother.
appreciate it.
Thanks for everything.
Thanks, bud.